All right, welcome back to Satisfactory. In the last episode, we went ahead and moved up to Phase 2. We were able to unlock the Dimensional Depot. We are currently uploading a bunch of items so that we will have access to them all around the map, which is probably the best thing that has been added to the early game. And in this episode, we have quite a bit of things that we need to get done. Now that we're phased up, we're going to want to get this coal power going. We're going to want to get this steel production going, working on the vehicular transport milestone, as well as I think we'll need that for both the coal and the steel. I haven't found any areas that have both iron and coal nearby just yet. So we got a lot of coal to get to, but our iron is a little less accessible in those areas. So my thought is either to bring the iron to the coal or bring the coal to the iron. Probably better to bring the coal to the iron because I can also use that for the coal power, since I don't think maybe this area that had coal in it, we can hook up somewhere to water, but these two, there's not going to be many water sources over there, and we're going to kind of struggle to pump enough to get our coal generators running. But that's not an issue right this second, as we are only using about half of our power currently. I do need to go out and farm up some more materials for our biomass burners. I think they're about halfway empty, give or take. So that is definitely on the list. It looks like our hard drive is ready to be checked. We've got bolted iron plates and fine concrete. I like the bolted iron plates. It is a pretty significant improvement. I think it's just like a few more screws in exchange for like tripling the rate at which they get made, and we do need these. I kind of want to rescan it for the screw recipe, but if I rescan and get something that I don't really want, we will be in a kind of tough situation because I'll be upset that I didn't get this. So I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna be what's the word? I'm gonna be a smart feller about it, a fart smeller about it. And take what you're given. You know, gambling never pays off. You will never win. Do not gamble. Sponsored content. And we'll go ahead and change this guy up to that recipe. So we're still only taking in 10 plates a minute, so I still only want to do that. If we make 1.33333, that's 8. We make 1.5, that's 9. We make 1.6 repeating, that is 10. And that'll also be 27 screws per minute. Again, it should be fine. In a perfect world, I would be upping the iron plate depository, if you will. We can dump some screws in here as well, so that we're making a bit more. But actually, I guess we're not technically making any more. We're just making the same amount at a time. I don't know. Yeah, I think we definitely need to get this thing upgraded a bit. We could put some power shards in all of this so that we're making more iron ingots. But we'd have to like power shard the miner, power shard this, and like that 100 megawatts that we have left over would probably be gone pretty much instantly. I don't really want to do that right now. I think it'll be better if we just find a better iron deposit and move this over there. So maybe that is what we do first today. I know there is an iron deposit out that way, not too far. Like right about here, I think. There's also a pure node right here. I did not know about. Let me check that out. Because one pure node, I think, will be enough for right now. We could probably use that for a whole factory, in a sense. And if I have to... have this overclocked, I'm not as upset. So let me go grab some more steel plates so that I'm not using the ones in my dimensional depot. That's why I made this little factory here, because I knew that I was going to need a bunch of these. I'm going to take a few more, because I also need them for the vehicular transport. And that's good. I love when it does that. Whoops. Kind of one of the reasons I don't use the rebar book gun, because I misfire it all the time. We can face it this way, I think. Down a little bit more. And then we'll build right here. Go up about 3, I think. Get our foundations laid down. How much does a pure node give us? It should be 240, I believe. 120, sorry. I'm thinking of the Mark II miners. So with 121, we'll need a few tier 2 belts for this, which is fine. And then we'll start with the smelters. Let's put these splitters down first, so that I can kind of envision where everything goes. So we'll start with a splitter right here in the very center. This will feed into a separate splitter. Say right here-ish. And this one here. And these can be Mark I belts, but they'll only be taking in up 60 apiece. Then our smelters can go right here, I think. Like that. What's that? Is that even? No. I'll move this one out to the side just a little bit. And this one can be next to it. I think it's a little overlapped, technically. Might be right. On the inside. On the inside. Notice how I'm taking the time to make sure everything looks nice before I put it down. If that doesn't deserve a like and a comment, I mean, it probably doesn't, but you know me, like I don't build things to look nice. I build them to work, and then not like the way that they work in the future. This one can get connected to the miner. I guess I'll go ahead and hook this up to the power now. That way everything can get started. I don't mind it being a little bit backed up at the start, because that means I won't have any efficiency problems later. That is always good for me. How far can I take this guy? I do think they've increased the range that the wires can go. in this update. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like the wires used to stretch a little bit shorter. Like this usually would have taken 4 poles, but it was actually really close. If I had like turned that pole and like gone directly towards the one that I was aiming at, I actually probably would have made it. Okay. Turn off the straight mode. Maybe just make sure that looks okay. Doesn't look great, but it's gonna work. He says right after he says, "Oh yeah, guys, I'm making everything look nice again." Remember that. Okay. So this one I'm gonna dedicate specifically to assemblers. I'm gonna go grab some more concrete really quick. So far we've only taken up about 15 of our extra 100 megawatts, so we are doing great on that. These will need to go into constructors, of course. We're making 30 a minute. I'm gonna put down an assembler. I'm gonna run back and get some reinforced plates. Okay, and that's exactly like where the depot is gonna come in handy. Is like when I'm short a couple of plates. That's okay. I have a whole stack in an inventory that I don't have on me. Okay, so we'll need 250 screws per minute, 18 iron plates for this recipe, assuming we want to run it 100% efficiently. We're currently making 30 iron ingots, so I can double that into 30 iron rods per minute, which I can turn into 120 screws per minute. So I'll need to dedicate 2 of these to making screws at the very least. This is going to get super complicated since I don't have the recipe for making screws out of the iron ingots, which was kind of why I wanted to re-roll that hard drive earlier, but obviously there's no way to know what you're going to get out of it, so a bit of a gamble. We'll put one here, extend the station out a bit. Another one down. Put one next to it. And then we'll put one here. Next to that. I might need to move these out a little bit more. I want the belts to go directly in. I don't know how much I care about that, but definitely make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, we'll start sending all of the ingots in. Power pole here. Pole there. Might need to disconnect one of these. Might be a good time to go get the tier 2 power poles. We can disconnect this one. This on here. Put this on this. So you're all gonna make iron rods. It's gonna make 15, 30, 60 a minute. How many does the screws constructor need? 10. Oops. Yeah, 10 to every 40. So 60. 6 constructors that this goes into. Getting a little expensive power-wise, but okay. What I'm gonna do is have these feed like so. Merge them like not merger, sorry. We'll split them this belts together. These should all be mergers. That's gonna be a splitter. Whoops. Guess it doesn't have to be a splitter. Could put a merger there too. Go get some more iron rods. We'll just leave it as a splitter because I don't have any more iron rods to make more mergers. Okay. Whoops. Okay. Then we will feed this line of constructors here. They will feed. Okay. So do I want them all going in evenly? Probably, right? So 6 of them need a splitter. That splitter will need a splitter. Wish I'd set this in the center of the foundation, but whatever. So one here, one there. That. Connect that there. Connect all of these so they don't back up. Gonna double check my power consumption really quick. We're doing okay. Then we'll get some constructors here. Yeah, the screw recipe would make this easier for sure. Yeah, I don't think it'll fit quite like this. I need to bring these out a bit more. I guess that one can stay technically, but right there. All need to be set to screws. We'll do the same on this side. Let's put the constructors down really quick. If I can line it up like that. Set all of these to take screws. Make screws, I should say. Power pole. Power pole. Another power pole. Another power pole. Yeah, the tier 2 power poles would save me a lot of grief here. Where did I get more iron rods from? Oh, whatever, I don't care. Oh, probably from breaking the belts. Okay. So we're making screws now. With half of our smelters. Only issue being we do not have a belt that goes 240 yet. So, merger. We have enough for this. Merger. Thank you for that. Trying to line these up, but it's not giving me like the little line thing. I guess actually these can be tier 1 belts, right? The point after the merger that needs to be tier 2. Okay. So I could either feed these into a singular crate, which is probably the best way to go. Thank you for that. I definitely meant to fall off of the edge. Okay, so here's our screws. Let me look at the assembler again. $250 per minute. I mean, we're never gonna produce that much at a time, so I actually can turn half of these off, I think, for now. And what we'll do is I'm gonna turn this half off, I think. So, well, probably better to put them all at half. It's getting super complicated for me. Let's put everything at 50% for right now. Although, actually, let's either run the assemblers at half speed or run these at half speed. I think it'll save me more power in the long run to run these at half speed. These are going to get backed up on 4, unfortunately. I guess I'd rather the smelter or the constructors get backed up than the smelters. Because I can't really fix how much the miner's doing just yet. Okay, we'll have these feed together and go this way. Put an assembler. Have to go a little bit farther out, I think. Because we still need to build up here. So before I figure out where the assembler's gonna go, let me put down the stuff for the iron plates, I think. So I'm gonna move this splitter down here a bit. Go right here. Add some foundation to this. I hate that the ramps always stack into the bottom half instead of the top half. I can't like make it super smooth. Okay. So we'll put a smelter. We'll just put one directly in front of it, one out to the side of it. These should just be able to. How are these both on? Oh, one was here. Let's just put another pull down for the sake of it. Okay, so these are gonna make 30 iron plates. Take 30, make 20. So I can make 40 per minute. I think I need to make 50 per minute. But that is a later problem because obviously we're not going to match with the build speed that we need, so we'll worry about that later. Move this over. is here. Here. Iron plates. Plates. Get another power pole. There. Okay. Now we're producing 40 iron plates. This is a little bit more simple, I think. We'll put the assembler right there. What a great feature. I definitely am not gonna have enough tier 2 belt or reinforced plates to make it all the way over here. So we're actually gonna move the assembler all the way down here. Very long trek for our plates to be making, but that is okay. Just a little bit short. Do I want to move this again? Probably. The closer it is to the screws, the better, right? How can I get it to go like the opposite? Like I want it to turn up here and then go. Just do it like this. Yeah. Long and convoluted, but works. This up. So we're only making 40 plates a minute. I don't know why I thought I only needed 50. That's okay though, because we can only push 120 screws through. So if I set this to 50%, that's 45, 125, so that it's a 7.3 repeating. Not quite it. It's just 7. Let's try 7.2. Go. A little too much on the plates still. Try 7.15. Actually, it was 7 right for the plate. I was looking at the screws. So we need to make 6 points. That'll be the nice long integer. Of course, there we go. So it'll have a little bit too much screws, but I'm okay with that. I mean, it's gonna have a little bit too much of everything for a while, but what am I supposed to do about that? We'll put tier 3 belts on the forefront of our mind. That way we can get this working a little bit better. Great, and we'll just throw down a storage container right here. That guy on there. All right, that's another 6.66667 iron plates, reinforced iron plates that we're making. I'm not going to include all of this in the, like all the iron plates and the iron rods and everything in the kind of beginning graphic, just because we're not using it for that stuff. We are pretty much at capacity for our power, so we're going to need to work on the coal power, I think, if we want to continue building anything. I am going to keep this one running, even though I know it's kind of impacting our resources over here, just because I'm going to need a lot more of those, and I don't want to run out. Before I continue doing anything else, I'm gonna go out and get some. I don't have any biofuel on me. Get some stuff for the biofuel generators. I do not want to run out of power randomly while I'm doing stuff. We will snag it from here, I guess. Would be okay. It may turn off before we make it back to make more, but what are we gonna do? Alright, hopefully these can make it to the generator before they run out. It'll be an issue of the biomass, it'll be an issue of the solid biofuel making it down the conveyor belt. Everything's still getting uploaded here. Alright, make some stuff now. Alright, that is everything we need for the vehicular transport.
Milestone reached. Tractors permit pioneers to move around the world in a manner similar to using legs, except with wheels and the rampant consumption of natural resources. They can also be automated to self-drive and deliver resources between truck stations, which in turn facilitate automation of loading, unloading, and refueling.
Okay. Sorry if there was any echo in the beginning of the episode here. Crap, that I turned my speakers up to listen to something else. Okay. Tier 3 belts is probably the most important thing on our list right now, but we're not going to be able to make it just yet. Gonna guess all of these are going to require some... Yeah. We'll just set this for now. And we're going to... Is it better to build the coal power now? Yeah, I mean, we kind of have to, right? Because we can't really build anything beyond that yet until we build that. So, did just think about throwing all of these excess screws in a sink for right now. Go ahead and do that. Right. I'll just flip this one off, I think. That's enough. I don't remember how much power these take. 30. Yeah, okay. We won't sync it off, but we will plan to sync it off when we can. I didn't realize they took so much power. Let's get what we came here for. Alright, I was able to come across these two nodes here. One thing I do not know, I have not tried before, is if you can pull water from the ocean type thing. I suppose that you are not supposed to go beyond this. Imagine, I think. So I don't know if I can actually pull that water out, but I'm gonna try. I'm just waiting for those fly things to go away before I jump down. So let's try and put the water extractor here. Okay, we can. Perfect. So we'll build here. It'll be a little bit awkward, but I think I can make it work. And I probably will have to run back for some materials, but we'll start where we can. The biggest problem is going to be running all of the wiring back to the main area to connect these again. So let's start with our miners, of course. The reason I picked this one in particular is because it had a pure node on it, and it seemed like the one that was going to be the closest to the water. So we're going to get 180 coal a minute with this. I will build up on top of these rocks here, I think. this will kind of be our starting point. Unless there's anything else around here. Kind of like this little open space we have right here, though. Just run this through here. The water from over here. So won't have to put a head lift if we go a little farther down. Take a look at what we have over here. Yeah, like we could go like right here. Might be a little bit better. Yeah, let's go right here. That's the foundation. I'm gonna do it low because the coal can go down without a problem. Water coming up will be a problem though. So the less of that I have to deal with, the better. Let's see how much that gives me here.
Interesting, most pioneers already had coal power set up by this point because they understood their responsibility to humanity.
Okay,
Adjusting
bro.
pioneer attitude metrics. Reminder, coal-powered generators require coal.
Anything else you want to say to me?
That may indeed be water. Try submerging your arm. If it does not dissolve, that will narrow down the range of possibilities. Or you could just pipe it to a coal-powered generator and see what happens.
You know, I'm not really appreciating your attitude right now. Let's say. Alright, let's get a junction up on here. Fortunately, I threw all of those copper sheets into the deposit depot and deposited them early, so I actually can do all of this.
Fix-it pipelines can contain any fluid, including the water necessary for coal-powered generators. Note, water does not flow upwards by itself. While water extractors provide some lift, to truly defy gravity, consider the use of pipeline pumps.
Okay, so we have 125 water per minute. We're going to consume 45 times 3. Oops. So 135, so we will need to put some power shards into this. Set it to 100, and I like to set it to 140, just so that the water never really like falls behind or anything, or if something gets stopped up in here, I don't have to worry about it. And the neat thing about the power creating stuff is that once you get them going, you don't have to continue to pump them. But we have not gotten them going yet, so we'll grab a conveyor lift. It can only be 60 coal a minute, correct? Where does it say? Where does it say? I guess it depends on how much power is going through. I could have swore it told you how much coal it was going to use, but whatever. Okay. We'll put a splitter here. You just do that. It's so cool. I did not know you could do that. That has to be like a new feature, right? Like, that's not how it used to be. You used to have to put the merger on the side of it. Anyway. Okay. So normally I would build foundation out to where I'm going, but I am running really low on concrete, and I'm not going to run all the way back just to do that. So we're only going to be able to use one of them for now. I do not have enough for a tier 2 belt. This is the normal node, which is fine. Okay, and to get it going, we're gonna make a couple of biomass burners. Probably gonna need more than a couple, I guess. I can't remember if this uses 75 or it makes 75. It doesn't need power to run, I don't think. Let me run around and grab some brass and stuff. I'm gonna go mine out some of the coal myself and just fill it in. Okay, I grabbed a fair bit of coal here. You know, would it be better? So I'm gonna disconnect the miner from the power temporarily and connect the biomass burners. Get the water flow going. I will put leaves in that one, put wood in this one, and then I'm gonna try and get this coal in. In a perfect world, I would have the water going already and the pipes would be filled up, but I have to kind of try to get this as is. I'm gonna turn this all the way up. Still fine. Looks like the pipes are filling. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna connect I'm gonna disconnect this, connect this. Hope that the coal can make it down here before this runs out. So I'm gonna chill right here and make sure that this works. Okay, in hindsight, I realized that only one of the generators actually needed to be on, so I could have just done this by flicking one generator off, and then when it ran out of coal, I could flick another one on. But I ran back and mined more and then just put it back in the thing. So it looks like it's gonna be okay here. It's running through 15 a minute. We are producing 60 divided by 3. So it will be a total of 15 overlap. And flick that back on, flick this back on. It looks like the merger and splitters are working as intended. That is a really cool little change that they made. I like that a lot. Yeah, so this will be fine, and we'll be overproducing our coal by a little bit, but I'm not going to divert from it just yet since I don't have a smart splitter. But I will inevitably either come back and put down another coal generator or split it off and use the coal that I'm mining. But that will get the power going. I believe all the pipes are filled now. Turn the water extractor all the way up. Set it back to 150 again. I don't mind that it's not completely full. It will get completely full eventually, of course. Then It's all about making a nice long journey back over to our hub. Will I have enough of everything? I think so. It looks like I have a fair bit. I have some cables in my dimensional depot, so I should be okay there. Don't dismantle that, please. This is kind of why I wanted the power towers before I made this, but I didn't really have too much of a choice. Maybe I'll come back and fix it later. But I don't mind having these little the extra power lines lying around, because you never know when you're going to need to attach to power, and it's a little bit easier with all of these things like all over the place. Didn't really run this way to get in here, so I don't really know where I'm going. But I will meet you back at the hub once the power has been connected. All right, there we go. It is now connected to the main power supply. That essentially doubled our capacity. We went from 180 to 405, so about 225% increase, which will give us a lot more room to add to our base. I think with that, we will call it an episode. I feel like I didn't get too much done this episode, but I think we're just getting to that point where my builds are taking a little bit longer. So it's going to require a little bit more time. Thank you so much for watching. It's very much appreciated, and I will catch you in the next one.